Hello and welcome back to the Sideboard. My name is Ruben Bressler here at the Invitational in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I am joined by the champion of the world, Shahar Shenhar. Shahar, thank you for joining me.
No problem. Hey guys.
This is your first time in the Star City Games Sideboard here because you don't attend a ton of events, but when you've brought something this interesting, I wanted to get you in to talk about it. When I was first watching you, I thought you just had a blue-white-red control deck, similar to last season's, sort of. Yeah. A little like even split between the colors. This is not that. This is a blue-white control deck with counterflux. You think counterflux is so good in the current metagame that it's worth just for counterflux?
Yeah, I do. And the reason being is against Esper, for example, they have Thoughtseize and Etherling, and those are basically the only card that matter. You can let the Revelations resolve, and they can just they're just going to deck themselves if you just counter their Etherling or their Elixir if they have it. And then against blue-white, all they have is Elixir. So if you just counterflux their Elixir, they can't win if you have your own Elixir.
Right.
So
it's pretty much just a trump for those control matchups where the decks have evolved to such a point where there's 2, maybe 3 win conditions in the deck, not counting Jace, Architect of Thought, with like 1 Elspeth, 1 Elixir, and the rest of the deck is just trying to grind you out. And counterflux is just the perfect way to counteract that strategy.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome. So you have 4 of those.
4 counterflux main.
You also have 4 Divination. Now, Divination's a card that's picked up a lot in popularity in recent weeks in the blue-white deck. It's exactly what it says it does. It's just draw 2 cards for 3 mana, and that's exactly what you want in the current metagame.
Yeah, and the original list is blue-white Cuneo. Andrew Cuneo built a deck like this. It was blue-white. William Jensen lost in the finals of the GP last week, actually, and the engine is Divination, Elixir, and Revelation, so you just draw through your whole deck and then Elixir, and then you just do that again, and you just go infinite, basically.
Yeah, and most decks can't handle that amount of life gain, that amount of card advantage over and over and over and over again. So it is a blue-white control deck. You do have to have some win conditions, and the win conditions you have are Elixir of Immortality, and Elspeth Sun's Champion. Yeah. Those are the best 2 options for this build of control deck?
You could play Etherling, but Etherling is a much worse defensive card, and this deck really just wants to survive as long as possible. So Elspeth, you just make 3/1/1s and chomp for a couple turns, and it's much better than Etherling when you're trying to be more defensive. And then Elixir is just the heart of the deck. It's just the engine.
Absolutely, yeah. Elixir is just, if it doesn't get Thoughtseized on turn 1 on the draw, then you're pretty much golden. And Elspeth, of course, able to take out Blood Barons and Stormbreath Dragons in a pinch if it really needs to. But mostly just there for the 3 dudes a turn. Right. A card that's been picking up a lot in popularity the last week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, is Last Breath, mostly because of Master of Waves and Nightveil Spectre. And so the shift away from Esper and into blue-white is a lot because of Last Breath. Right? In black you were playing Doomblade and Devour Fleshes and Hero's Downfall, but it's not really needed anymore because you just have Last Breath, which is a very, very good removal spell right now, and blue-white has access to that without playing any black. So you can, let's see, you forgot naming Voice of Resurgence. Sure,
Voice
of Resurgence is a good one. Yep.
Mutavault is a huge one.
Okay.
And then Xanthrid Necromancer.
Another good one to get rid of without killing it. Yeah.
And then Soldier Pantheon, you don't have many ways to deal with that guy other than Verdict. So, yeah, Last Breath just does it all, and you don't care about the 4 life.
Absolutely, yeah. You're going to be decking them anyway most of the time, or you're going to be killing them with Elspeth in huge chunks of damage. So
another cool trick, actually, with Last Breath, in Standard this tournament, my opponent attacked with Lifebane Zombie, and I had Jace on +1, so I got to Last Breath.
Lifebane Zombie. That's pretty cute. Yeah, with the Jace being able to Cumberstone opponents, you can randomly take out 3 power creatures, even like Boros Reckoner, I imagine.
Yeah, Boros Reckoner
would run right into that one. So the sideboard has some more red cards in it. It has Assemble Legion and has Wear and Tear. Those are pretty much just incidental cards because you had the red mana.
You have a little bit of red, so you can play like Wear and Tear, and Assemble Legion is really good against the green decks and the mono black deck, and obviously it's good in the mirror matches and some sort of win condition.
Now, the thing that really stuck out to me was the sideboard against your anti-aggro package, which is 3 cards plus more Last Breaths. You have Archangel of Thune, Blind Obedience, and 3 copies of Fiendslayer Paladin. So the Fiendslayer Paladins are really surprising to me. Why did you decide to go with Fiendslayer?
They are, I think, the single best card against the mono-red aggro creature deck. Like, not the one that plays all the Burn and Boros Charm and like, Scorecrack main deck. I'm talking about the list with like Rakdos Cacklers and Burning Trees and Ash Zealot and Satyr and Fire Drink Satyr. That card is just the best against them. And they used to play green for Gore Claim Temperature, but they don't do that anymore. They're just playing Mutavault and Fnatic.
Right.
So Fiendslar Baron is just the best card. You play it, they can't attack unless they have Ash Zealot, and even then you can trade, and you can like overcommit, and then you can Verdict. It's really, really good.
Yeah, that card seems very good right now. And then you have Blind Obedience to be able to help with Ash Zealots and Stormbreath Dragons and whatever other haste creatures they have. Hammer of Perforos. I saw a Blind Obedience in play on one side with a Hammer of Perforos on another in another match, which was pretty hilarious, I thought. And Archangel of Thune, it just has a one-of to be able to go over the top in super late games.
Not necessarily even in the late game, but you can play Fiendslayer Paladin against Mono Red, and then you just sit there, and then you play Archangel of Thune, and then you attack with your Fiendslayer Paladin. Now you have infinite life, not actually infinite, but when you're playing against Mono Red, 7 or 8 life is a lot.
Yeah, they only have so many cards, and each card, even if each card's dealing you 3 damage, gaining 5, 6 life is 2 extra cards. That's 2 extra turns for you to draw more Divinations and more Sphinx's Revelations. So this looks like an excellent build. What is your record in Standard?
2-2.
2-2?
I played against the Mono Red aggro creature deck twice. Fiendslayer Paladin helped me one of them, and the second time I never drew it. So.
Okay. So, but you've clearly been testing this deck a while, and you think that it's a really strong contender for the current metagame? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to look forward to seeing it on camera later. I'm sure I will. Shahar Shenhar, thank you for joining me in Sideboard.
Thank you.
Shahar Shenhar, I'm Ruben Bressler here at the Star City Games Invitational in Las Vegas.